Hello, today I'm going to make a wreath for my mom. She wanted a wreath for her door, so we picked up this wreath. I thought it was really cute with the little grapevines. And she, her whole room is decorated in roses, and she likes a really light pink and yellow. So I have this little bouquet that we picked up, and we are going to work on making a wreath. And I'm not totally positive what I'm going to do. I went and grabbed out of my ribbons. We'll see, we picked up these two ribbons while we were out. And then I also had this ribbon and this ribbon in my stock. So we are just going to see what happens. I'm going to let the video roll, and I'll probably speed it up later. But let's see what we come up with. Here we go. Okay, here I'm just taking apart the little floral bouquet that we picked up, and I'm just going to use some wire cutters and cut off each flower and some of the leaves. And I'm just taking the wrapping off the stem so I can get to it just a little bit easier. Okay, now that I have all the flowers and greenery cut off, I'm going to start placing them on the wreath. And I'm not gluing anything in yet. I'm just going to kind of place it around until I get the look and feel that I like. And then I'm going to go back and use the hot glue gun and glue things into place. And kind of shortening some of the stems where I need to. And that's what we have so far. I'm going to start gluing some of the items in to hold their place. Now some of the smaller items. Obviously I need to trim just a little bit of the wire there. And look how quickly it's taking shape. It's a very simple process, and I think between the wreath and the floral bouquet and the ribbon, it was all less than $8, I believe, to make this wreath for my mom's door. Using my wire cutters to kind of help hold that hot glue down. Better that than my fingers. And do be careful when you're using hot glue, because you will burn your fingers if you're not. And now just kind of adding some of the sprigs of the greenery around for some color. Lighten things up a little bit. Okay, and I laid this ribbon out first, this one second, and then a little pink kind of on top. And I'm going to make the largest part of one side of the bow first. And I don't think it needs to be a whole lot larger than that, since this is a small wreath. So we're going to come down, and right where my thumb is, I'm just twisting, and I'm going to hold my thumb, so now everything's upside down, but it'll be right side up when I go back that way. So now you can see that the bow has, on both sides, they're about the same size, and they're both right side up. Now, where I brought it in, I'm going to twist it again and just hold it with my thumb. And this time I'm going to do a little bit smaller loop and bring it in. And again, get the 3 layered, and then I'm going to twist it and hold it. And bring it up and make another loop. And make sure those two are about the same size. Okay. Now twist it again and hold it. Get them layered, bring it in, a little bit smaller this time, so I'm just kind of graduating in. Bring it to my thumb and twist it again. And you can keep doing this for as many loops as you want to make. This bow doesn't need to be tremendously large because this wreath has already got a lot going on. So that might actually be enough. Alright, I don't have just a whole lot of a tail on this side, and I'm not going to leave a whole lot of a tail on this side because I will come back and put some other tails in. But let's leave myself a little bit of room to work with. So, got that real quick. So I snipped it, and I'm going to get some wire. Whoop. And just come in the front of my bow and bring the wire around the back, cross it, and pull as tight as I can and twist. So let's get it down here so you can see. Tight as I can and twist. And then just twist it several times to kind of lock it in place. There we go. Now, we're going to want to kind of fluff these up and separate them some. And they don't have to stay on top of each other. Turn around and do this side. Okay, so if I hold it in the back, you can see I've got a little bit fluffier bow. I need to pull some up towards the top. That's why it's so nice working with wire edged ribbon. Okay, so I've got my bow kind of ready, so let's set it aside a second. And let's grab a little more ribbon for some tails. So we're going to grab some more ribbon, just kind of lay it out, and we want it to be like a tail. So that's probably about right for one piece. Just kind of cutting them on an angle. And let's do another one. In this one we may actually not use the bigger piece, but use these two smaller pieces, and they can kind of wind in and around on the wreath. So make a longer piece there. Slide that out of the way. Okay, this longer piece, let's kind of line it up, and I'm gonna actually lay it just a little bit where it's not necessarily even. You know, like maybe the pink's longer on this side and the cream's longer on that side. But this one, we'll make it a little more even and just lay it on top. Okay, now we're just going to kind of bunch it up there. I'm going to go to the back of our ribbon, back of our bow, and lay it upside down and come in, and again, do as tight as you can and twist and twist. Several times. I'm going to trim off these little pieces of ribbon edges on this, or wire edges on this ribbon. Okay. Now I can take this wire and I can use it to secure it to my wreath. Now I'm just going to use the wire that's on the bow and thread it through some of the vines on the grape vine wreath. And I'm going to make sure I like the placement real quick before I tighten it down. And then I'm going to tighten it and twist it. And then trim my ends. Now flip it back over, and all the little tails from the bow that we had, and kind of work on the placement for that and see which way I liked it best. Weave it through some of the flowers. They're hot glued down, so they should stay in place and kind of keep the ribbon in place, and trying different things, seeing what I like best. And actually not really liking the way that it's wrapping around. So I'm probably just going to cut these tails off and let them just kind of hang down freestyle. And do some last minute fluffing of the bow and trimming of the ribbon around. And there you go, an inexpensive and beautiful wreath. Enjoy!